Should college be free? As a college student myself, I want to jump to yes. Students every year go thousands of dollars into debt in order to further their education. According to TradeSchools.net, in 2018, the total amount of student debt was estimated to be almost $1.5 trillion. The idea of free college is heavily being debated right now, especially among Democratic candidates. But is free college really what we think it is? Check out this video by Trace Dominguez.
In part to help boost the economy. Critics argue that the country is already in a huge amount of debt and can't afford such a program. They also question the effect that this plan will have on the economy. So what value does this program really offer, and how important is it to make education free? According to the White House, higher education is the best way to climb the socioeconomic ladder. They see education as a way for low-income students to break into the middle class, and they see growing the middle class as a way to fix our economy. A White House report states the benefits of post-secondary education are well documented and have major implications for economic growth, equality, and social mobility, a fact that many studies on both sides of the aisle corroborate, including reports by the left-leaning Economic Policy Institute, the centrist Brookings Institute, and the more conservative Heritage Foundation. However, it's important to note that the education-economy relationship has been extensively studied for decades, and no actual consensus has yet been reached. Studies in the early 2000s assert that factors other than increased education may be more beneficial to economic growth, factors like improved personal health and inherited riches. So there is some cause for more study. Supposing the White House is right, and the U.S. economy will benefit from having more college grads, why make higher education free? Well, Obama wants to lower our nation's average student debt so that college grads have more spending power, which will naturally put more money directly into the economy. And there is some evidence that a free or low-cost college system could work. Thriving countries like Germany, Finland, Norway, and Sweden have already adopted similar systems that offer free or low-cost higher education. In those places, GDP is high and unemployment rates are low. So if the U.S. wanted a model to base a new system off of, there are available options. On the other hand, the world's most expensive universities in America and the UK dominate the top 10 spots on world university rankings. So there's something to be said for both the free educational system and a costly private one. Even without Obama's proposed legislation, it's worthwhile in the long run to get a college degree. Higher levels of education correspond to improved health, a longer lifespan, higher rates of pay, and lower rates of unemployment. Children of the highly educated also experience benefits of greater health, cognitive abilities, academic achievement, and lower chances of poverty as an adult.
So we see how having a better educated population will be beneficial, but would free college be the way to go about doing this? Think about it this way. What sets individuals apart in the job application process? A college diploma. Although if college was free, over time the relevance of a college diploma would return to the relevance of a high school diploma now, causing students to have to go to school for an additional 3 to 5 years to get their master's, in order to stand out in their desired fields, of course. Where now students can start contributing more to their economy at the age of 22 after getting their bachelor's degree, but if college was free, they wouldn't contribute to their economy until ages 25 to 27 after getting their master's. So would free college really change the outcome, or would it just elongate the time that it took to get to the same endpoint? Let's take a look at a few more ideas.
Now, you probably already think you know where I'm going with this one, right? Nothing is free. Someone has to pay for it. So in this case, it's the taxpayers. But that's not what I want to focus on. The money we spend on college tuition isn't free because there's an opportunity cost. We could do something else with it. Paying for everyone's college education is a good idea, but I'm not convinced that it's the best idea. I don't think it's the best way to use our scarce resources to improve society. And even if you're convinced the money should go to education as opposed to defense or healthcare or the environment, we still have to ask ourselves, is it maybe better to spend it somewhere else, perhaps on students earlier on in their education career? Why should all that money go to 20-year-olds, many of which can pay for college, instead of 10-year-olds in impoverished and failing schools? I mean, that's a good question, right? And it leads me to my next reason. Education pays, so it makes sense to encourage poor students to go to college so they can move up the socioeconomic ladder, and that's a worthy and commendable goal. But if that's the goal, then why not just make college tuition free for the poor? Why make it free for everyone. Higher education is disproportionately consumed by the upper and middle class, so making it free for everyone actually helps them the most. The point here is that this helps the poor is not a solid argument to support free college tuition for everyone. Now, you might be thinking, no, it's not just about the poor, it's about helping everyone get better jobs and move up that ladder. So, okay, reason 3. Let's say you're a high school junior and you know that going to college will significantly improve your future earnings because a high school diploma is just not worth very much. But why? Well, it's because so many people have a diploma. It doesn't differentiate you from other job seekers. Employers want more. Now assume that college tuition becomes free, so you're thinking, that's great. Now I don't have to pay for college and I can still get a better job. That's awesome. But is it? Not only is it likely going to be harder to get into your preferred university, but when you graduate, you're going to have more competition in the labor market. A college diploma would be the new high school diploma. You'd actually get the least amount of benefit because you have to postpone your life, your career, and your earnings for at least 4 years. And if you want to differentiate yourself, you still have to pay for graduate school. Okay.
Now we can see the negative results of free college, but what about the remaining issues? What about the students who have to limit themselves? The amount of debt that students must undergo to attend college is absurd, and also limits specific people to a degree based on off of interest or skill, but solely on financial status. Although, on the other hand, if college became free to all students, the value of a college degree would depreciate. Therefore, a new forgiveness plan needs to be set in motion. But before getting into that, let's look further into what others have to think. Do you think college should be free?
No.
I think that there should be colleges that are free, and then there should be colleges that do cost.
No.
I think it should be situational. Like some colleges should be free, others maybe that are more prestigious, you should pay.
No.
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 Yes.
Do you think that your tax dollars should have to pay for other people to go to school, even if they don't take classes seriously or even use the degrees that they went for?
No.
I think that using people's tax dollars to pay for college should also be something that that scholarships or funds take into account, and they make sure that you have to have certain grades and you have to have a certain amount of times that you go to class to get money from the state.
No.
Yes.
No.
No, I do not think that my tax money should pay for other people to come to school. I think it should be their out-of-pocket expense.
No.
I think tax dollars are necessary because, we have to pay for our society to improve whether we're using that or not, but there should be set requirements for people that are in college, and if they don't meet that requirement, then their scholarship or fundings are limited.
I think college should be funded from within.
If someone isn't attending college, do you think it's right for them to have to pay for other people to go to college?
Yes.
Definitely not.
No.
No,
No.
Everybody should have to pay their own way.
No.
I think it just comes with taxing. It's just something that you have to do as an American citizen. All people pay taxes. You just kind of got to roll with it.
No.
In your opinion, do you think everyone has a fair opportunity to get any degree based off financial needs?
No, I don't.
Yes.
No.
No.
I think so.
No, I don't.
Yes.
I do, but sometimes I think it's a lack of effort of people not wanting to go out and find scholarships. But I do think that there are enough of them out there for people to receive.
I do not think that it is fair.
Do you think college is affordable?
No.
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 No, I don't. I don't agree with that. I think I just got done doing my master's degree, and there were so many added fees. Like I did online classes, and I had to pay for athletic fees and parking fees and all of these fees and I wasn't even on campus. So sometimes I do think they could cut back on those fees.
No.
I think it's a little overboard. Just with everything that goes into it, I think there can be a lot of things cut out, but that's just in my opinion.
No.
No, definitely not.
Will you spend most of your life paying off a debt from attending college?
Yeah.
No. My wife's still paying on it and will be paying on it for a long time.
No.
Yes, I'm currently $53,000 in debt for my undergrad and my master's degree.
Yes and no. It just depends on how I handle it.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Thankfully, no.
There is an abundant amount of research out on free college, most pointing out how ultimately it is not beneficial to society. In the article posted on the civitusinstitute.org, where Bob Lubeck points out the factors that push against free college, highlighting the fact that indeed nothing is ever free. Someone is in fact paying for it, and in my opinion, if you're the one benefiting from it, you should be the one paying for it. Like if you went and bought nicer clothes to improve your appearance, I wouldn't pay for that because it is your decision to make and ultimately you are the one benefiting from it. He also hits on a main highlight saying the fact that if college is valuable, why give it away? We don't just stand out on the streets handing out cards to everyone. Why? Because they have value and they need to be earned. The same could be said about a college degree. Later in this article, he also goes into detail about inflation, dropout rates, the diminishing value of degrees, and how much this would cost American citizens. From this article, I realized that the idea of free college is to help the lower class. How is taxing them more supposed to help them? This will just cause the low-income neighborhoods to have a lower income. In additional data that I collected from students, parents, and singles of all ages, 82.9% of participants voted against free college, but the same percentage of participants said that college isn't affordable. Other research shows that 67.8% of people say that they will spend most of their life paying off a debt from attending college. Along with this research, I have included an article from the U.S. Department of Education where they point out the fact that college has never been more expensive. Over the past 3 decades, the cost of college tuition has doubled. They also point out the fact that barely half of college students will finish their degree in a reasonable time. While I don't think that college should be free, I do believe that actions need to be taken to make college more affordable for all social classes. In conclusion, we can see that most people can agree that college should not be free. Yet they also believe that college isn't affordable. Lowering the price to attend college by cutting out on or down on certain fees would help make college more affordable. This would be the most beneficial course of action because it would keep the same ideals of college without lessening the value of a college diploma, while also allowing more students to attend college or continue their education without having to endure so much debt. Colleges could reduce costs by encouraging more students to buy textbooks online for a greatly reduced rate, reducing the cost of parking, taking advantage of new technologies, allowing students to take classes online for a lesser rate, ensuring students have all the resources they need to graduate as fast as possible, and cutting out unnecessary costs for particular students, such as athletic fees for students that don't even use these facilities. In addition to this, we should consider loan forgiveness plans for all degrees to encourage students to pursue higher fields and assist students that are financially limited so they are able to do so. Some professions already offer loan forgiveness plans. For example, teachers that teach full-time for at least 5 years in a Title I school are eligible for loan forgiveness to up to $17,500. There are other forgiveness plans available for certain professions, but I believe that we should adopt a nationwide forgiveness plan that allows students to get a certain amount of their loans to be forgiven after a certain amount of years using their degree. Such as, after 5 years at a job using your degree, you can then become eligible for loan forgiveness for up to 2% of your loans. And as the amount of time increases, the amount of loan forgiveness increases. This wouldn't pay off all of your loans, but it would help prevent students from spending their whole lives paying off debts, and it would also encourage students to pursue higher degrees because they know they won't have such an abundant amount of debt. This is still a working idea with many things that need to be taken into consideration, such as funding, but I think it's an idea worth considering.